Good morning, all the students, all the participants. So let us start. Previous class, we have completed MS Word and we have started with Excel discussion and a few things we did in the last class. And I also asked you to go through the syllabus and asked you to see if any question or any specific question you have. So I told you that also to look into. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. And I'm just checking the last class file if you have any Excel class. I think this one we did last class. Yes. And this is the last class topics that we have discussed. So is there any query, anything you want to say? Anything you want to say about the topics that we have covered in the previous class on ML classes, on MS Word, and whatever we started with Excel? I think no, nothing, no questions are there as such. So let us begin. Previous class, I have started with these topics which are written here in row number 7, which is selected in front of you. So I introduced you to the idea of Excel. Although I know many of you or most of you are using this software, uh, and maybe at beginner level or advanced level. So some of the things you already know, and some of the things new things we'll be discussing as per the syllabus. So we just talked about in the last class. We just talked about that what the software is all about, and then what are the basic concepts like workbook, worksheet, etc. We talked about the concept of cell address and how we can copy or link the data from one cell address to another cell address. So these things we talked about, and then we talked about the simple kind of formatting on the on Excel on the content. And also we have talked about the very simple formula, just how to write a formula, simple thing we have done. So just to a quick recap of what we did last class, I think all these things in general I don't need to talk about. So just two, three key points I'm telling once again. One is I mentioned repeatedly that avoid using direct data values. Always use cell addresses as far as possible in the references. Another thing is the raw data. There is a concept of raw data that means must be entered at one place. At one place means in one sheet or in at one place, and it should be entered once only. And then derived data should be kept separately, should be kept separately in maybe in another worksheet or some other location as well in the same worksheet also. So basically there is a concept of raw data and derived data. So in derived data, basically we use the cell addresses. So in number 1, when I'm saying that using direct data values, it means that the direct data value should be entered only where we are placing the raw data. And whenever we are doing any kind of calculation, in that case, we should always use cell addresses to the maximum extent possible. Okay, this is what I meant. So just another point I wrote here, what I told in the last class. Also, I talked about that if from one place to another, if we want to copy some data, in that case, instead of doing copy paste, we should be using the cell addresses. As you can see here, this was done copy paste, but as you know, if we do copy paste, automatically the data will not get updated. However, if we create a link with the help of cell address, in that case, if we make any changes in the original data, raw data, automatically the other linked locations will also get updated. So within the same worksheet, if we want to bring or connect it with another cell address, in that case, we need to write equals to and the cell address. We can type it or we can do it with the help of mouse. When we are doing it in a different worksheet, in that case, what we need to do, we need to write the sheet name, exclamation mark, and then the cell address. Actually, the format is the syntax of referring the data or sharing the data in the worksheet or across the worksheet is that we need to write equals to that sign, and then we are supposed to write the sheet name, exclamation mark, and then the cell address. Now, when it is within the same worksheet, in that case, this part becomes redundant. Because if we do not mention the sheet name, it by default considers it as the current sheet. So that is why when we are doing it on the same worksheet, we can skip writing the sheet name and we can just simply give the cell address. However, when we do it in some other worksheet, obviously we have to tell that from where we want to bring the data or connect the data. And that is why we need to write sheet name, exclamation mark, and the cell address. All right, so this is how we have learned how we can share the data across the worksheets. And then the simple formatting and this part we did. So now, so we move on to the next topic now. So I'm just adding another worksheet. I rename it as CD2. And here we are going to discuss various things now. All right. So anything from anyone? Cell addressing technique. Yes, cell addressing technique. I hope now it is clear. Cell addressing technique, I will be doing it with the help of some questions or examples also. So with that also, I hope your idea will get more clear. Say I'm preparing one data sheet called item ID. Okay, and here I am writing just say name of the product maybe, and then the per unit price, and then the quantity. A simple kind of sheet I'm preparing right now in front of you. So I'm giving it some data here, these 1, 2, maybe up to 5, and some name. And then per unit price, suppose randomly some numbers I'm entering here. And the quantity, that means the stock quantity. Okay, so these are some of the things I am entering. I hope up to this it is clear. I have just entered few records here, some hypothetical data I have entered. So don't worry about the accurateness of the data. You can randomly also enter some data here. Okay. Is this okay up to this? You can make some entries here and then we can go ahead with the work. So as you asked me about the sheet reference addressing, cell addressing technique. So I'm starting with that topic only. So first I'm discussing about the cell addressing technique once again with reference to this data. Okay. So what we are going to do is I can write the topics here somewhere. So it would be, I think, easier for you also to understand. I can. Okay, so this is topics of day 2. So what I'm discussing will be clear to you. So I'm once again referring to cell addressing technique. So that we are going to work with the help of this data set that I've just created in front of you. And then how we can work with simple mathematical formulas. So let us start with this part at first. So we will do this at first, okay? And in this cell addressing, we are also going to talk about obviously absolute and relative cell addressing. Okay, so now say the stock amount. Okay, the amount or the value of the stock. So suppose if that I want to calculate. So in that case, I need to write here a very simple formula to calculate the stock amount. Now the stock amount can be calculated here as the per unit price multiplied with the quantity, right? Simple formula. So in order to write any formula in Excel, the first thing that we need to do is the rules. We need to follow certain rules for writing the formula. So to write a formula, it can be a built-in formula or it can be a formula that we are creating. Okay, so when we want to write a formula, in that case, the first thing that we need to do is it always starts with an equal to sign. Okay, if equal to sign you don't want to use, you can also use plus sign. Okay, so the formula always starts with an equal to or a plus sign. Another rule, another thing that you need to keep in mind is the cell in which you are writing the formula must contain only and only formula and nothing else. That means you cannot give a label and then write a formula. In that cell, you need to write only and only the formula. Okay. Next, another thing is the formula that you are working with, it can be a built-in formula provided by Excel or your user created formula. So it can be in any manner you can do this, but the thing that you need to keep in mind is that you have to it can be a built-in formula or you can create a formula also on your own. Like in this particular case, what I'm doing, I am going to write my own formula. So my first character or first character in this particular cell is equal to sign. Then I want to write per unit price, multiply it with quantity. Okay, so this is how I am creating a formula here, and this is my user created formula. Okay, now in Excel here I have written only 5 records, but in real life scenario it won't be 5, but it might be hundreds and thousands and lakhs of records, right? So somewhere when we are creating a formula, obviously we want that formula to be applied in other cells as well. Okay, so now when we are preparing our data in this columnar format, tabular format, that means here the formula that I have used for doing this calculation, this same calculation is applicable for second item as well. For third item as well, the same formula is applicable, only the magnitude, the numbers are different. However, the formula is same. So we need to enter the formula once. And as we have used the cell addresses, this is a pattern that we are creating. Now, what is the pattern here? The pattern is that multiply the cells in the previous column with the cell in the previous to previous column, right? So C3 into D3, right? So this is a pattern that we are creating. Now, we can simply drag this to the column in this manner to get the formula copied in the next cell. Fine. When we are dragging it, see right now my mouse pointer is white, and now see when I move my mouse pointer this to the right bottom end of the cell, the pointer becomes black. So when we drag it, white pointer means we are selecting it, but black pointer means we are dragging the formula, dragging the pattern of the cell. So here the formula is C3 into D3. When we drag it, this becomes C4 into D4. Okay, so I hope you can see it clearly that here when we are dragging the formula, actually it is doing what? It is copying the pattern of the formula. So when we are dragging this, automatically C3 is becoming C4, D3 is becoming D4. Means for this row, the previous two cells must be multiplied in the previous two columns. Okay, so that is the pattern. So here my cell address is automatically getting updated. I did not write C4 and D4, but it takes place automatically. This kind of addressing technique is called relative cell addressing, which is the default addressing technique. Okay, so this is relative cell addressing. Another thing is here 5 records are there. I can drag it like this. There is another way of just getting the formula applied throughout the column. through the column. And in that column, there may be suppose 20,000 records. So I don't need to drag it manually, but I can just simply go to this right bottom point on this with this black pointer. If I just double click, what it will do, it will automatically apply the formula through the whole column till the point it can detect the data in the previous columns. Now this cell is empty. That is why it stopped here. It did here because it could detect it. When it was trying for the next one, it saw that it is blank. So that is why it did not apply it here. Is that clear? Is it clear up to this? Yes, Rakesh. As per the schedule, class is going on. Okay, so is this okay up to this? Just quickly, somebody say yes, no, or do I need to repeat it? It's just the basic, what is the relative cell addressing I have told till now. Yes, okay, thank you. And now, this is my stock amount. So I have calculated and this is my formula, right? So these are the formulas that are used. Now suppose with this, I'm just inserting one more row here so that I can specify the discount. Achha, here only I'm writing. Suppose now there is some discount available on the for all these products. Okay, so there is some discount available for these products and we want to calculate the discount amount. Okay, so please hear me clearly. I want to calculate the discount amount. Okay, so it means I want to calculate now. Suppose my discount is what? It is 5% for all the products. Suppose there is as say recently just now the our festive season has almost ended. Maybe 1-2 more are still left, but main festive season has just ended and you have observed definitely that many companies give different type of discounts to attract customers or potential customers for that. So now suppose the company has announced that for this festive season, they are giving 5% discount, okay, on all the products. So in that case, if I want to calculate the discount of 5% on all the products, in that case, what should I write? Suppose this discount I am calculating on the per unit price. Take a discount on per unit price is 5%. So I am going to write it here equals to my per unit price multiplied with the discount percentage. Right? So if I do this, then it is saying that 5% money, 10 rupees discount on 200 rupees. If 200 is a per unit price, a 5% discount comes to 10. Okay, so I'm just displaying the formula here so that you get clarity about this use of relative and absolute cell addressing. Okay, so I'm just reducing the width of the column so that more content we can see on the screen side by side. Let me do the wrap text. Yes, I hope now it is better readable to you. Okay. Achha, so this is my discount amount calculation, right? So here discount amount, right? So this is my discount amount on price. Now, so for the next one, can I drag it? Here we dragged it, right? So now here, if I drag this, see what is coming? I'm getting an error. Why I'm getting an error? Because for P002, item ID P002, my discount amount should be 500 into 5%, right? So it should be C4 into G1. However, see, C4 is there, but it has become G2 because it is relative cell addressing. When we drag down the formula, automatically what it is doing, it is copying the pattern of the formula. So when C3 becomes C4, obviously G1 will also become G2, right? So in this case, do we have discount percentage in cell G2? No, we don't have. our discount percentage is in G1. So when we drag the formula, we want this to be G1, not G2. Even if we are doing it for item number 50, this should always refer to G1. So in this type of requirement, for this type of requirement, we need to make this cell address absolute by prefixing it with a dollar sign. When we put dollar sign here, then if we drag the formula, see G1 on which we have put the dollar sign, it stays as G1. Even if we drag the formula, it will not be updated as the next cell, but it will always remain fixed. So this addressing technique is called absolute cell addressing. So in this kind of requirement, we need this absolute cell addressing, because in this particular case, our discount amount is kept in a fixed cell, in a particular cell, and that cell value we need to refer for these calculations. Okay, so C3 should become C4, C5, C6, it is fine. But G1 is always G1 because we are applying the common discount rate on all the items. Okay, so for this kind of requirement, we need to use absolute cell addressing. So whenever we are working with absolute cell addressing, in that case, for absolute cell addressing, you need to prefix, suffix करते हैं या prefix. So we need to prefix the column name with dollar sign and row number also with dollar sign. Okay, so this is how we can make a cell address absolute by prefixing the column name with a dollar sign and row number with a dollar sign. If you want, you can do this manually, or you can also do it You can also do it with the help of F4 key from the keyboard. When manually you can type, or you can use function key F4. So that also is a shortcut for applying the dollar sign on a particular cell address. Say for example, instead of this, I am taking this and I press F4 from the keyboard. So in that case, my dollar sign will come at once over here. Is this clear up to this? Is this clear? This absolute cell addressing and relative cell addressing part. Please respond. If anyone has any query, can post it there in the question answer box. Okay. No queries? Okay, thank you. So we proceed further now. So this is our absolute and the relative cell addressing. Now, simple mathematical formulas now we can try to apply with this. So maybe some of the formulas you already know, but as I have to cover it as I'm going as per the syllabus, so let us do it one by one. So some simple mathematical formulas we are going to work with now. So say I want to do what? Suppose I want to say I want to find out the say total number of items in stock. So for that, what we need to do, we can check that, right? What else? So here I'm going to calculate that. Next is what I can do is I want to find out the total stock quantity. So for that, what should I do? So we can try that. Fine. What else can we do? What is the average price for stock items. So what is my average price of the stock that I'm maintaining? So that also I can calculate. Also, I can try to do what is the highest stock, highest item price, and I can find out what is the minimum stock quantity I'm having. So these things we can calculate, right? So these are some of the very simple functions, simple mathematical functions we are going to use for this. Okay, so those who are working parallelly can quickly try to solve this. I'm just trying to make a little more space here so that you can see these together. Okay, so for total number of items in the stock, we can apply. I'm also keeping that formula here available so that you can see the. So as no formula is written yet, so that is why it is showing there. Okay, so for total number of items in the stock, we can use a function called count. And this count function is applicable on a numeric field. Okay, we cannot apply it on string field. So I need to choose a numeric field. So accordingly, I will get the result. However, if I want, I can use a formula called count A that counts the number of cells which are non-empty. That means I can apply it on string field as well, which will also give me the same result. Okay, so I am just showing you both the things. I hope this is clear. Next is total stock quantity. So we can do sum of this whole stock quantity. That means the quantity column I can choose and get this. So first you observe that how I am applying the formulas and which formulas I've applied. Then I will also write the format, the syntax of it also once. So this is average price for a stock item. So I need to take the average of price column. Highest item price. So that means I can use max function and I can use the price. I need to use the price column for that. So this is the highest price that we have and the minimum stock quantity. So I can use one function called min and that gives me the minimum stock quantity available. Okay, so these are the formulas. You can have a look at this, a careful look at this. So formulas I am trying to highlight separately so that you can see these, identify these on the screen clearly. Okay, now, so these are some of the simple mathematical formulas that we can apply and use here. Okay, and for this, now, if you carefully see all these formulas, you can see that these formulas are following a particular pattern. What is that pattern? In the syntax, you will see it is following a specific type of pattern. What is that? What you need to write is equals to, you need to write the formula name, money that sum, count or max or min. So that formula or the function name you are writing, rather I should write function name. So function name within bracket, then you need to write the start cell address, colon, end cell address. So this is the syntax of the formula that we are using here. Okay, so just have a look at this. This is how this function is working. So this is only for reference purpose. Don't use it and the formula because it is not a formula at all. It is just the syntax that I am using here. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Just check this. Is this clear? So this is the format of these functions that I have used here. That is the function name. and then starting cell address, colon sign, and end cell address. Okay, this colon sign is representing the range. That means the first cell address that I'm giving colon sign, then the end cell address, it means it will start selecting the data for, say, suppose the first one count. It will start selecting the data from cell C3 and then it will continue till C7. So it is defined, it is representing the range of cells. Is this clear? Yes. Okay, thank you. Next is, now suppose if I have data, suppose here I'm giving you one just a simple situation. Like say there is some figure, some number is written in cell I3, it is 2000, and in cell J4 it is 5490, and somewhere here it is suppose 6700. Now, suppose I need to add these three numbers. Simple thing. I want to find the sum of I3, J4, and I9. Okay, so what formula should I write? I hope you understood my question. So I'm picking, just placing it little above so that here I can show you the formula. So here I want to find the sum. So what should I do? Can I use a formula here? Yes, you people please write it as your response in the chat box. What I want to do is I want to find the sum of this 2000, 5490 and 6700 in cell I9. Here I want to find the addition of these three numbers. So what formula I should write? Okay. Please see this carefully and now write your answers in the chat box. I'm keeping right now the Excel screen open so that you can write the formula using the cell addresses, whatever is required. And then accordingly, I will take you to that. I will go to the chat screen. I hope you have now noted the cell addresses. So now what is the formula? Yes, Sanjay, I will answer your question. Just give me 1 minute. Anuj has written sum C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay, so Anuj, whatever you have written, I'm going to write it in front of you. Okay, so this is the formula you have written. This plus this plus this, right? So this is what Anuj has written in the chat box. So I'm just pressing enter here. So this is giving me this result. Fine. So this is one method. I am just okay. Here I can show the formula text and this one. Take it. So this formula Anuj has written now. So just to avoid confusion, I've just scrolled it up here this side. Okay, now Anuj has written sum. Now, if instead of using the sum formula, even if I write this plus this plus this, please see this carefully. Then also I'm getting the same result, right? Sorry. So then also I'm getting the same result, isn't it? I'm getting the same result in that case also. Like even if I don't use some function, then also I'm getting the same result here. I3 plus J4 plus I6, right? Another thing that we can use here is equals to, but suppose if I want to use it with the help of a function, I need to use this, comma, this, comma, this. All right, this is actually the right way of writing the formula if it is in some scattered position. Okay, what is the significance? Why I asked you this? Because normally the function, the formula, the way we have used it here in this case, our series is a continuous series. Our data is present in a series form. From continuous, it is in continuation in a column or in a row. So when we have data in adjacent cells in a series or in a range of cells, we can use this format. We can use this particular way of writing the function. However, but when it is scattered like this, when our data is scattered in this way, in that case, we cannot use this colon sign and use it. Rather, either we can just simply create it in this way like this, or if we want to use a formula, in that case, we should be using it like this, like separated the cell addresses with a comma. Okay, so in that case, comma will act as a separator. Although giving a plus sign is working on it, but this is a better way of writing this formula. All right. So if the data is scattered on your Excel sheet, then also you can, in that case, you can use the function separated by comma. Actually, why I'm also showing this, the one more reason is that in case of sum, it is fine whether I use a plus sign or I select all the area for which I want to do the addition. Like Gigi Simon, if I select all area in that case, in this example, these are blanks. There are blanks. So that is why it won't affect my result. But suppose there are values in all the cells and I want to take out few selective items I need to choose and then apply the formula. In that case, we have to take it separately. All right, Simon. And so I hope this is clear. In some formulas, this way selecting this whole thing will not work. In some formulas, just putting a plus or minus sign in between is also not going to work. So you need to know how exactly we can pick up the items, the data items from non-adjacent locations. So for that, either you have to create it like this manually, or you can use it in this way. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Yes, and Sanjay asked one question earlier that what is the difference between count and count A? So count function is applicable on numeric data. And count A function can consider alphanumeric data also. If you apply count function on item ID, it will not give you the result. See, I'm doing it in front of you. So count function I'm applying on item ID now. Now let us see. It is not giving us the result because it is not able to identify non-numeric value. It's a numeric function. All right. So that is why here, when we are using count function, this must be applied on a numeric field. However, count A function can be applied on non-numeric data also. I hope this is clear, Sanjay. Okay, any other question? Please reply. Is there any other question or shall I continue? Waiting for your response. So this part is there and chat is enabled. Annapurna ma'am, can you just connect for once? Hello? Anyone from office? One is there. And I will request participants that I'm just posting one screenshot here in the chat. Can you see the chat? If yes, in that case, I can also post these kind of screenshots there, which you can keep as a reference for you. So just see if you can access this. So just one screenshot I am posting here in chat box. Please let me know if you are able to access it. I have posted it here in the chat box. Can you see this? Are you able to access the chat box? Please respond. In that case, I can put the screenshots there. Otherwise, you take the screenshots. And in that case, I will not go to the announcement section and type the steps, but I will put the screenshots there because in case of Excel, that would be more convenient. Oh, you cannot. Okay, okay. Then I will write it there, or you please take the screenshots from here. Okay, so this is one part that I have discussed. I hope the discussion is clear. Yes, the discussion is clear because you have responded. So these are the simple mathematical formulas to start with. So I told you how we can write the formulas. Relative and absolute cell addressing technique, and also if the data is scattered on your sheet or from different locations, if you want to pick up the data and apply some kind of formula and calculations on that, in that case you have to write the formula in these formats. This is not so preferred. Okay, so this one is not so preferred, but these are preferred methods. All right. So now I go ahead. So these two things we have covered. So I go ahead with the next topic. Somewhere I have kept a list. Yeah. So these we have done. Simple formula. Working with simple mathematical formula I have completed. Okay. Next I am going to fine. Next, I'm going to do import data from some other file, from some delimited file. Okay, so let us start with that. How we can import data from some other file, like say CSV file. Okay, so let me bring that data over here, how we can do that and how we can work with it. Fine. So let us start with that. So in order to work with that, what we need one CSV file. So what I did is I just simply downloaded just a few minutes ago. In fact, at 10 o'clock, I was actually downloading the file. So I just went to search for some sample CSV files on Google. And from there, from just one site, I just downloaded this data. Okay. Now this file, suppose I want it in Excel format. Okay. So in that case, what we can do, we can go to get data, go to data tab, and from here we can go to get external data, and then from text. Okay. So from here, I am going to downloads and just I am taking that file and I click on import. Fine. So what I did, I went to data tab, get external data. From text, I'm taking it from text, simple text, and just select your file and click import. When you click on import, then this dialog box will come. So first you need to find out or choose that what best describes your data. That means whether the data in the file is delimited, or delimited means the data items are separated with some kind of special character, or it is having a specific fixed width, like say 20 characters, 40 characters, or like that. So in my case, the data is delimited. Why delimited? Because as I can see my data here in the file, it is separated with comma. You can see this one ID, comma, name, comma, age, comma, country, comma. So comma is the delimiter here in this particular file. So I can choose this. Okay. Achha, my data has headers. I need to tick this because in my case, the data is having headers. Next. Now it is asking me to choose my delimiter. So automatically it has tried to identify, but it has identified tab. However, my delimiter is comma, right? So I can remove this tab and I can use comma as the delimiter. So can you see this? Automatically the division line has appeared in front of you, and these lines are actually representing the columnar division of the data. Okay, so in my case, as comma is a delimiter, I clicked on that. So automatically it has tried to divide it into columns. I click next. Now it is asking me for the column data format. From here also you can define the format for your data, like maybe text data or date type of data or general, but it is better, just this is my personal opinion, that if at all you want to do anything with the data format, do it on the file itself. Don't do it from here because you won't get much flexibility. So click finish. And then now it is asking you, where do you want to import? Do you want to import it in the existing worksheet or you want it in a new worksheet? What is your choice? So I can go to a new worksheet also, and I can go for an existing worksheet also. Say I want to do it in the existing worksheet. In that case, from which location I want to insert, that also I can select. Already I kept my cursor at A17, so that is why automatically it has come. But suppose if you don't want to use that, in that case, you will see if in any kind of field, this will be useful. You will find it useful for functions as well. If you find this red mark button, that means you are allowed to make cell selection. Okay, so you can click here and then I can select my row from A20. Suppose I want to do that. So it has added it, but I want to remove the previous one. I just want to keep it as A20. So I can do that. So required editing you need to do, and that's it. Click OK and it's done. Now see. Can you see this? Automatically from that file, the data has come. In that file, 100 records were there. So these 100 records have come over here. The file had one heading like this, one line. So what it has done, Excel has put it as the first cell content. Okay, that is why it is coming here. If I want, I can just do apply some other formatting. And now as per my need, I can edit this and then accordingly I can put it. I hope this is more clear to you. Is this clear? Let's see. Okay, is this clear now? Is this clear how we can import data from some other file, some maybe text file here to keep it simple? How we can do it from a text file? So if you want, I'm writing the steps here to import data from CSV file. So what I need to do is I need to go to data tab and then I need to click on get external data from text file and then simply browse your file. After that, choose delimiter, applicable delimiter, and then choose delimiter, applicable delimiter, and that's it. The other steps I told you are not so important. Just you browse your file, choose it is delimited file. Usually it is generally delimited file. So we choose delimiter and choose the appropriate delimiter and just click finish. Okay, so this is how we can import the data from CSV file. You can use this for importing the data from some other steps, from some other format also. Okay, so you can try it from there as well. So I have posted the steps in the announcement section. You can refer it there. It's in the announcement section and posted the steps. Can you see this? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So just your one response is important for me to understand that you have got my message. Okay, so this is how we can import the data from a CSV file. So Data, just showing you the steps once again. Data tab, get external data from text file, and from here you need to browse and locate your file. Click on import, then it is delimited. You click on next, you choose the applicable delimiter. I hope this is self-explanatory. So just you choose the delimiter which is applicable, and finally you click finish and the work will be done for you. Okay. Acha, sorry, with this you also need to specify where do you want to import. Specify location for import, means whether it is in a new file or it is in a new worksheet or it is in the existing current worksheet. So where it is, that also we need to provide, right? So that you can, that also we need to provide. Okay, so I forgot to write that earlier. So I'm removing the previous option and just you can take this one, the edited one. All right, so it's done up to this. So just check, I have posted the edited one. So this also we have completed now. So I move forward to the next topic for today. Okay. We can now talk about some we can format, number format I'll do later. Okay, I'm going to first now talk about the simple basic operations on the worksheets. Like right now on this file, the file in which I'm working, I'm having 5 worksheets, right? So sometimes suppose these tabs are coming one by one and I want to make it little colorful. So I can right click on this and I can click on see tab color. And I can set a different tab color for these things. Okay. So that just to make it little more colorful, sheet 1, tab color, just see the process what I'm doing. So I'm right clicking on this, sheet name, tab color, and just I'm choosing a tab color here. Okay. So there may be some color coding also we can use, like say for day 1, I use green color, for day 2, I'm using suppose red color and so on. So this way also we can do color coding for the thing and so that it becomes easier for us to identify our work. So this way we can change the color of the tabs. Okay. Another thing is we can also rename the tabs, the worksheets. So I had been doing it from the day 1 only. So I hope you have seen. We can just simply right click on the sheet name, click on rename, and then it comes in the edit mode. Then you can give the appropriate name for your sheet. Okay. So like see here for this sheet, I'm writing day 1. Okay. And the sheet 3, this was also done on day 1. So I can write day 1, just say 1. So these 2 sheets are for day 1 discussion. This is day 2 discussion, which is right now going on. Is this clear how we can change the sheet color and how we can change the sheet name? Okay. The next part is we also need to sometimes move the sheet. Move the sheet means one is we may want to change the sequence of the sheets, and also we may want to bring the sheets in a different file. Okay, so that also we can do. Just let me close the door. A lot of noise is coming. Just a second. Yes. So now suppose here, as you can see, my first sheet is key points. Second sheet is day 1. Third sheet is the further discussion of day 1. Fourth sheet is day 2 and the topics day 2. So I want this topics day 2 to be before day 2, right? Means first the topic sheet should be there and then the discussion sheet, right? So I want to change the sequence. I want to bring this last sheet in the 4th position. Okay, so I can just simply click on this and hold my mouse pointer. Just see right now, I hope you can see this small square page kind of icon comes and the arrow is coming. Can you see this arrow moving on the screen on the top of the sheet? So wherever I move it accordingly, it will be placed in that sequence. So if I put it here in the beginning, see, it becomes the first sheet, right? If I move it to some other location, say between day 1 and day 1_1, see it comes here. So this way you can change the sequence of your worksheet as well. Fine. So this is how we can change the sequence of the worksheet. Another thing is, suppose I want to create a new file with the day 1 discussion. All right. So I want to create a new file. And this is my one master file where I'm keeping all the sheets together and everything. However, I want to move these 3 sheets in a new file so that I can suppose email it. Okay, for as day 1 discussion, I want to store. So in that case, what I can do is say I can right click on this. I can go to move or copy. All right, move or copy. You have to do this carefully. If you want to move means from this file, move means cut and move it to some other location. And so if we when I just do not tick on this particular box, create a copy, in that case it will be removed from my current file. Okay, so I want to create a copy, so I need to enable this. It's very important. Next is to book. Where do I want to move it, or where do I want to create a copy? Do I want to create a copy within the same file, or I want to send it to some other file which is right now open here, or I want to create a new one? Okay, so which one I want to do? Accordingly, I need to make my selection. So I click on new book. Okay, so click OK and see a new worksheet has opened. And in this new worksheet, you can see here this one key points, this sheet is there. Now I'm going back to my file once again. Now I want to take this day 1 to that file. So I click on move or copy, create a copy. I click on now, see it is coming as book 1. It was not there earlier, right? So now it is coming as book 1 because already I have copied the previous sheet key points in this new file. So this is also another Excel file which is right now open here. Although I have not saved it, but it is open, right? So book 1 has come. So when I click on this, now see already as there is one worksheet key point. So it is do I want to place it before that, or I want to move it to end? Okay, so accordingly, I can place it. Now see. Fine. Similarly, say I take this third one also, day 1_1, move or create a copy. From here, which one I want to do? I want to go to book 1, create a copy, and I want to move it to the end or before this. So whatever I select, accordingly, it will be moved. Now see, so right now another file is created with these 3 worksheets only. So now if I save it separately, this file becomes my Excel day 1 discussion. Understood? If I save it, no, it's a separate file created with these 3 worksheets only. Is this clear? No, Yugal, you can also click on the, simply select the sheet name and then edit it. But you just see here, when I click on this, the sheet is getting selected and double click you have to do, then it comes in the edit mode. Okay, so you can double click on that also and it comes in edit mode. Actually, I'm showing you the various options that are available in this context menu. That is why I did right click and I'm showing you all these options one by one. Is this clear now? So how we can work with the certain options available on the context menu and how we can bring the worksheets on which we have worked into a new file, copy it, or we can move it also. So how we can do that? I hope that part is clear to you. Others, please respond, 1 or 2 people. Is it okay? So can I proceed further? Yes, you got. Thank you. So is this clear how you can move these files and all that? Many worksheets and all to a new file. Okay. Now, another thing is, suppose today when I'm discussing, I don't need these 2 worksheets. So what I can do, I can just right click and hide it also, right? So no need to have too many things on the file active all the time. So just see within my current file only, I have just simply right clicked on it and pressed hide. So it has just money hide from here, but these are not deleted. If I click on unhide, it will show me the list of those sheets which I have on which I have applied hide. So if I select these will be again appear. This will again appear on the sheets tab. Okay, so we can use in this manner the hide and unhide feature also. If you want to bring a new worksheet, you can click on insert, worksheet, chart, what do you want? So basically we want a worksheet, so we can take that. Fine. Also, if you want, you can delete the current worksheet. It will simply immediately remove that. Fine. And if you want to select all the worksheets, you can select all the worksheets at once as well. And then you can apply move, copy or rename and those things. Okay. So this is how we can work with this context menu on your worksheets. Okay. Menu options on Sheets tab. So under this, we have done, say, rename, hide, unhide. We can work with tab color. We can work with insert. We can work with move or copy worksheets and so on. So all these options we have seen. Even delete we can do. So if you want to delete your current worksheet, that also you can do. So these things we have covered. Okay, so I hope up to this it is clear. I can move on to the next part. Okay. No problem, Rohit. From here only, please focus so that the further things that we are discussing, those you will be able to take up. Okay. So now, next very important topic that we are going to discuss now is about the data validation techniques. Okay, so I'm just checking out, yeah, these things we have done. These are done. And now I'm going to work with this data validation technique. Now, what is data validation? Any idea? Any idea what do you mean by data validation? Anyone from the participants? Anybody knows what is data validation? Just please write your response in the chat box. Meanwhile, I am keeping my sheet ready, making my sheet. Please write what do you mean by data validation techniques? Any idea, anything that comes to your mind that also you can specify what is the meaning of data validation? Okay, instead of doing copy paste, I should be using cell addressing technique. So A2. So Y1 here is equal to verb and then A2. So I don't want, I just only want it up to this. Yes. So I'm going back to about to go back to the question answer box just to check your responses. So my question was, what do you mean by data validation techniques? What do you mean by data validation? Okay. And also whether it is important or not, that also I would like to know. So let me check to make sure data is correct or not. Yes, Abhishek. When we are required to different answers from a list, we can use data validate. Okay, Rajiv has written is equal to if error. Okay, restricting any type of data to be inserted in a cell by applying predefined rules. Yes, Anuj, very well framed answer. Thank you. So data validation technique, as the name indicates, data validation means it is validating the data that whether the data has been entered as per the defined rules or not. Okay, so sometimes what happens, like suppose this stock sheet that I have created here. Suppose this stock sheet is maintained throughout the country and this company is having maybe suppose 200 outlets, okay, in the whole country. Or even if you consider just a city and within Kolkata only, suppose if you consider the various outlets of say Pantaloons. In that case also it will be maybe around at least more than 50, right? So we, if in every outlet they enter the data or the records in their own way, in that case it will become very difficult for the area manager to get a consolidated sheet and get the total stock details for applicable for Kolkata region, isn't it? So there should be a common format. There should be certain predefined rules according to which the data should be entered. Say, for example, here, one rule could be, just I'm writing certain things here, like say, the item ID must be, say, 5 characters long. Okay, so this could be one rule, right? Say, price cannot be negative. Okay, so suppose we want to keep a rule like this, no one can enter a negative price here, right? So suppose minimum uh, stock quantity to be maintained should be, minimum stock quantity should always be 100 units. Okay. So suppose if these type of rules we want to specify. So in that case, how can we do that? Okay, so whenever an entry is made here, the item ID, always it will check whether the item ID is 5 characters long or not. So that helps to keep the data somewhat in uniform format, and also it helps to have a better structured data. Okay, as you can see here, when I have imported the data, this data which I imported from that file, it used a common format. That is, it used comma as a separator. And then there is a common format which is used for this whole data. That helps us to keep the data in a structured way. However, if some rules, some rules are not preset, in that case, everyone can enter the data in their own way. Okay, and also there are certain typo errors as well. So in order to do any kind of data analysis, one of the very prerequisite is that the data should be in a standardized format. And to ensure that, and to ensure that minimum correction is required, we can preset this or set certain rules in the worksheet. Also, obviously, these kind of rules, if we want to set, we need to set it in the empty worksheet. Once the data is entered, we cannot set it, right? Because data is already entered. So now we need to correct the data. We need to check the data. But if before data entry, if we can preset it in the system, in that case, that will help to get more standardized and structured worksheets. So let us start this. Let us apply these 3 rules one by one over here. Okay, so what we can do. So in order to work with this data validation rules. So first I am working with only these 3, that is 3 validation rules we are going to set here. Now, the first one is item ID must be 5 characters long. So for that, what we need to do, we need to go to data tab, and we have here under data tools, we have this data validation. Okay. So click on data validation. Now, this data validation dialog box has got 3 tabs. So the first one is settings, in which we set the validation criteria. Allow. In this, we need to set the validation criteria. So as per our criteria, we need to choose the appropriate option. So for the first one, item ID must be 5 characters long. So in this case, what we need to select? We need to select text length, right? It must be 5 characters long. So should it be between, not between, equal to, not equal to, greater, less? What is applicable here? In this case, it is equal to, and the length is 5. Just see this if you understood it or not. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to choose allow text length data equal to length 5. Now, I have not clicked OK yet. If I click on OK, it will be applied where? It will be applied on my current cursor position. So we have to be very careful that on which cell our cursor is. Okay, so say I want to apply it in these cells. I am just applying some color code here so that we can understand that on this area I am applying the rules. Okay, so I select my target range, go to data tab, data validation, settings, allow text length, data equal to length is 5. Click OK and it's done. Fine. Now, if I click right here, P1, it gives me an error. The value doesn't match with the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. If I write here P0001, so it is accepting. If I write something P00001, and more than 5, then also I'll get the error. Okay, so what I did is the steps are select the target data cells, that range, data tab. I have to write it in the same cell, otherwise I won't be able to paste it in your chat box. So let me just put it in that way. So for that, what I'm doing, say for data validation, right? Data validation. So it is available on the data tab. So choose data validation, select the target data cells. Then first one was settings. Under settings tab, we need to choose the validation criteria. Under that, we need to write allow. And then I am choosing for the first one, I'm writing text length data equal to, then I typed 5. And then I clicked on OK. Okay, so this is one part that I did. That is on the settings tab, I have done these things. Okay, now when someone, is this okay up to this? I didn't check the chat box yet. Is this okay up to this? Whatever I have told, I have discussed. I'm telling you the theory also because it is important to understand why we are doing this and what is the significance. So for that, I wrote it. So just check if there is any question. Is it okay? So shall I continue? Because you need to understand what we are doing. I posted the steps also in the chat box. If there is anything you can mention. Yeah, it is clear. Okay, thank you. So I continue with that. So this is first part. Next is now, as I'm making the entry, there is no way to understand that it must be 5 characters long unless I read the rule book, right? So for this, there is another option available in that data validation dialog box. I select the same data range because I want to open the data validation rules for that set, what I have set earlier. So I need to select the same data range. If I select something else, this will not come. Now, the second tab is input message. Using this input message, we can create a tooltip for it. Okay, so I am writing here, say item ID must be 5 characters long. Okay, and for the title, I am writing here check. Now see. When I click here, I have not set anything, so nothing is coming. But when I click in that range, see, the message is coming. So when I'm making the entry, the user is making the entry, that time they can easily check whether they are doing it properly or not. Isn't it? So they are getting a message when they are making the entry. So that is why it is good because it will reduce your errors or that error alerts as well. Okay, so this is another thing that we do, that is we can go for the next part is sorry, I forgot what is the name of that input message. Yes, so we can enter here what we can enter uh, input message. This is another tab, right? And there we can enter some message. Okay, message for user as tooltip. This is called tooltip actually. The technical term is tooltip. That is why I wrote it. And the next is we also have error alert. Error alert tab. Under error alert, you can choose the type of error. Choose type of alert. I will show you what are the types of alert. We have stop, we have warning, and we have information. These are the 3 types of alert that we can choose, and then error message. Customized error message. Customized error message you can create here, and ultimately you need to click on OK. Okay, so this more or less will give you the idea of all the 3 things that we can do here. So I'm just posting it here, and then after this I'm going to do it. Oh, spelling. Okay, so this consists of the all the steps, so you can just check it there. Keep that with you. Okay, so what I have done, I have applied a data validation rule, settings, validation criteria. I have set the input message also for it, and I can also set an error alert. Now here this error alert style, this is the type actually. So stop, warning, or information. Stop means that check the ID length. Okay, so this means that if somebody enters an incorrect value, see now earlier the message was generated by Excel automatically, but here now it is showing the message that I have created. So customize error message we can give. Another thing is that now when that error is coming, it is not allowing me to make any entry that violates it. However, suppose I want to leave it to the user discretion, because there may be sometimes some exceptional cases for which are not as per rule, and we want the entry to be done, which can be checked later. So in that case, we can choose warning also. Just see how this comes. If I am writing here CPP and say, in this case, it is giving me an option. Continue. Do I want to continue with this? Means this is violating the rules that are defined. However, do I want to continue? If I say yes, it will accept it. And it means that we are, the user, who is making the entry is aware that this type of entry has been made. Okay, so it means this. So if I say yes, it is accepting it. Fine. And another way is we can choose information. So this will not restrict anything. It will not ask anything. It will just simply give an alert that check the ID length. That's it. It will not restrict anything. Okay, so which type of error alert we want to raise, that also we can set from here. Okay, stops completely any value which violates the rule. Warning gives us a warning, but still gives us some option. If we want, we can accept it. And information doesn't restrict anything. It only gives the information that it is not as per the rule. That's it. Okay, so these are the three types of the error alert or the style of alert that can be created. So in this way, we can set the data validation rule, which I have shown you for the first one, only the item ID length. Is this clear up to this? If there is any question, please post it. I'm giving 1 minute just to recap it, write anything if you want, note down, and then I'll continue with the next two error types as well. My other two errors I will show. If there is any question, you can write here, any doubts or anything. Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay, so going for the other two ones now, just quickly now we can do. I took little time in explaining the first one so that you get to understand how we can apply. Now, once you have understood all the three tabs, now you can apply it for any kind of rules that you want to define. Say, for example, second one, price can never be negative. So what I need to do, select the target data range, go to data tab, data validation, settings, allow, whole number or decimal. Do you want it to accept decimal numbers? In that case, you can take that also. Fine. Now, data, it should be positive, right? So it means it should always be greater than or equals to minimum value will be 0. Do you want to accept the minimum value? If money is 0, if you don't want to accept it, please write greater than 0. Okay, so it will be a positive number and it can never be 0. Okay, and I'm taking decimal so that we can set. Input message, price must be positive number and greater than 0. So we can give that error alert. We want to stop. If there is anything, check the price entered. In the title, if you want to enter anything, that will also come. You can write, say, check data. Okay, that's done. So you can see the tooltip is coming. And here, if I write something, say 0, just see check data coming as a title, check the price entered, retry cancel, because I chose stop style. Okay. Similarly, I hope this is okay for price and for quantity. Minimum stock quantity equals to 100. So I selected. I go to data validation settings. Say quantity will always be whole number I want, and I want it to be greater than or equal to 100 because minimum value should be 100. So input message, min value is 100. Error alert, check, stop, quantity. That's it. Okay. So this is how we can, suppose I'm entering 20. Now you can see it is giving me an error alert. So I hope this is clear. You saw the steps and just see this way we can do it. Advantage of creating it is and giving the tool tip and everything is that even if after you are handling the file after a month or so, after a long gap, you don't need to remember on which column, which rules you have applied, because when you click there, you will be getting the appropriate messages, right? So now on name column, I have not applied anything, so that is why it's not coming. So it's up to you how you design your sheet accordingly. It will be coming. Fine. So with this, these are the three types of data validation. Some techniques I have discussed. Okay, there are many more. You can work with date also. You can try to work with time also. So these also you can try out how these works. Okay, we will be working with one more here, that is list. I'll show you that. Up to this, is it okay? Yes. So now, so just I'm making some entries here quickly. So I can do drag it also. This come. This I don't require right now. I'm just making certain entries here. Stock quantity must be minimum 100 units. So that only we need to keep in mind. So for two items, I've kept it minimum this, and then equals to, we can do apply these, or we can also use the formula called product. Just like some, we can use the product of this and this. This also we can apply to get this. So another function that we did just now is the product function. Tick. Fine. Now, I'm creating another sheet, and here what I want to do is now I want to create an invoice. Okay. And for this invoice, few things we will be requiring, and accordingly, gradually, one by one, I'm going to discuss those. So right now, what I'm going to do is I am going to create one invoice here. So for this invoice, I need one serial number. I need the item ID. I need that price per unit. If there is any discount, I can use that. And then accordingly, quantity purchased and then the amount, payable amount. Okay. So payable amount I want to create here. Fine. So this kind of sheet I want to create. And so just see how we can create this kind of invoice. Suppose 3, 4, 5. I am doing it for 5 items maximum. So as per my, suppose my sheet or plan, what I do is so in this particular cell, the final payable amount should come. Is it okay? So say this kind of invoice we want to create. Now here, when I'm writing, say item 1, 2, okay, fine, this is okay. It will take up to maximum 5 items. Now this item ID should come from here. Okay. This item ID I can type. Of course, I can type. But it may happen that while typing, I'm making an error. So instead of doing that, what I want that item ID, there should be a drop down through which the item ID from this will come up. All right, this is what I want to do. So that we can create with the help of data validation also. So I keep my cursor in the cell. Go to Data tab, Data Validation. In the first part settings, here I can choose list. And the source. In this source, I need to select the source data range from where the items will come up. So I can click on this. I told you the red mark button. This means that we have an option to select the data range or cell addresses. I click on this. I can click on the target sheet, select the items, click back on this red mark button and click OK. Now see. Fine. So from here, we can easily do this. Is this clear? Is this clear how we can create a drop down where the items will get connected from another worksheet? Just respond in the chat box, or do I need to repeat it? Please respond. Is this okay? How we can create a drop down list like this? Those who are working parallelly with me, please check if it is working or not. Okay, so in order to create this type of invoice, we can use this type of option. Fine. Okay. Now, in order to complete this invoice, we will be working with the lookup function, which I will discuss little later. So right now, I hope this drop down, whenever required, you will be able to create this drop down. Fine. See, this is how we can choose. We can find out. Fine. So the typo errors can be minimized. Even at the cash counter, when we make the payment at different outlets, there also the item is scanned and automatically the item ID comes up. Or otherwise, the people also click on the drop down manually in case their barcode reader doesn't work. They click on this and they have the option to choose it like this. Okay. Okay. So this is one part that we have done. So data validation technique, more or less, many things I have discussed. So you please practice that, refer to it. And if any question you have, you can clarify that with me. Okay, so now coming back to this data validation part little more. So we have learned that how we can apply the different data validation technique, and also if this kind of system we need to create, in that case we can create a drop down to bring the data from another worksheet. So that also comes under data validation. Now here, this is my original one, the first one with which I started my discussion today. Now suppose on this, though, we have applied the data validation rules. So our data is as per the defined rules. Okay. Now suppose you have received a worksheet where already the data is entered and no validation rules has been defined yet. Okay. Now we are doing the reverse process. In this case, what I did on the blank worksheet, I created the validation rules and then I entered the data, right? Now suppose I already have this data with me. So if you are finding it little confusing, I can take it to another portion here. Suppose this is my data and on this no validation rule has been applied. Okay, and I'm just making few changes here so that we can set it and say these are the rules. Same rules are applicable on this data also, and we have this here, but we don't know whether the data that we have received is as per the rules or not. Okay, so we want to do a checking for that. Say I'm writing here T like this. So there might be certain mistakes also in the data that we are not aware of. So we want to check those things. So on this worksheet, there is no data validation rule applied, and we want to check that whatever we have received, which items or where do any violation of data has occurred. Is my question clear? Okay, drop down, I will repeat once again. Is my question clear? Right now I've started this, so let us complete this discussion. Is my question clear? Earlier, what I did, I have shown you that on a blank worksheet, I am applying the data validation rules, and then we are making the entry. Ekdam clear process. Now, suppose already some data has been entered. You already have the created files, and now you want to check whether there are any data items which do not follow or which are not as per the rules. Okay, so this I am now trying to check. Tick. So now, so this is my simple that first data set I have picked up, which I used in the beginning for discussion today. And these are my those same rules. Now, so what I need to do? I need to select now. First one is for item ID. So what I will do, I can select this. I need to go to data validation, same process. I need to come to this text length and it should be equals to, I need to write 5 and click OK. Tick. Fine. This is done. On this part, I have applied. I'm not giving those error alert and those things now because you have learned it. There is no point in repeating that part. So here I have applied the rule. Data is already entered. So that is why it will not show you any error message for that. Take for the price, I'm applying the data validation decimal, and it should be greater than 0. Fine. And I'm applying some color code also just to keep in mind that yes, I applied some data validation rule on that. For quantity also, I'm doing the same. I'm applying data validation rule. Whole number, minimum, it should be matlab greater than 100, right? Minimum stock greater than or equal to 100. Fine. So all the 3 data validation rules I have set. Data is already entered, previously entered in the system, so it will not generate any error for that. Fine. Now, so I want to check whether this data violates any rule or not. So simply select your data range, go to data, click on this drop down and click on circle invalid data. Just fine. So you can see here it has just circled those data items which do not follow the rule. As per the rule, item ID must be 5 characters long. And you can see here all these are violating the rule. So it means we need some correction here. For price, one cell is having price in minus, which is not possible. So most probably it's a typo error, right? So it is highlighting it so that I can check that yes, the required correction can be done. Minimum stock quantity for the first and the fourth item is also not as per the rule. So this also needs some correction. Maybe it was 300, which was made 30 by mistake. Maybe it was something else 90, but by mistake it has become 90. So in this way, we can review our data and make the corrections. So suppose this one I'm making the correction, making it 300 and see automatically the circle is gone. In this say 80, I'm removing this minus sign and see the circle is gone. That's all. Okay. And once it is done, you have reviewed and you know when you are satisfied and you don't want to make any further changes, you can just click on data validation drop down and click on clear validation circles and it's done. Okay. So this is very important for reviewing or auditing purpose also. If you want to review your data, you want to see which rules are followed and which data is not following it, because sometimes it may happen that you are receiving already entered data. You don't have you didn't get that chance or opportunity to create a worksheet with the predefined rules and send it across the different branches or the units, but they've already entered the data. So obviously you cannot delete the whole thing, but you can review the whole data, audit the data to find out the errors or the mistakes, and accordingly you can do the corrections. Okay, is this clear now? Please let me know in the chat box. Is this clear how we can review our data or check it for the validation rules? Any questions? Yes, Anuj, it is very, very useful many feature, because always we do not get ideal situation for work. So there are challenging situations, and we need to revisit the data to identify the errors. So this becomes really useful and helpful in reviewing the data. Yes, it is clear. So just once again, I'm repeating that list part, the how to create the drop down. Someone asked. So to create a drop down, what we need to do, keep your cursor in the target cell, go to data tab, click on data validation, settings, allow list. Then source, click on this red mark button and select the target data range. Again, click on this red mark button to expand it and just click. Okay, so the drop down will be created. You can do it in the same worksheet also if required. You can do it in some other worksheet also if required. Just like in this case, when we are creating invoice, we don't want to do it manually, but we want to bring it through that raw data worksheet. So from there, we can connect it. So in that case, we can simply do it with the help of this list feature or under data validation. Okay, so I hope it is clear. If anything is there, you can ask. So is this fine? I go to the next part. Yes. Next is what I saw. Just a second. Next is, okay, we can do some data cleaning techniques today now. Data cleaning techniques, validation we have seen. There are various data cleaning techniques that we can apply to clean our data. Just a few we can discuss now. Okay. Next is some data cleaning techniques we need to discuss. So data cleaning is very important, because when we want to work with the data, huge data set, we need to have the data in a standardized format. And in order to have our data in standardized format, we need to clean the data. Clean the data means, like, say, for example, I think this one is coming properly. This is coming properly. Here I can't show you because this data is clean actually. Let me just see if I have some other. This one. Okay. Okay. Let me. Let us first do. We can handle the how we can handle the blank values. Okay. So how can we handle the blank values? Let us check that. Now, in this particular case, what I did is I just created some blank data over here, right? Already I applied the function, that's why some zeros are coming. But sometimes what happens is when we are handling huge data sets where lakhs of data record, rows and the records are there. In that case, when we are just clicking on double click on that, it generally takes the calculation or does the calculation only to the cell up to the cell till it is getting the consecutive data. It will happen in many cases that you will find that it has stopped calculating over there. Money there is a blank, so it has stopped calculating, and for the remaining again it is doing or not doing. So sometimes we need to understand or find out these blank cells also, and accordingly we want to fill it up. Fine. So what we can do, see, now it is not doing. See, I'm clicking on this, it is not going further. See, you understand this? So it is not taking me further this. Earlier I applied, that's why it was taking up, but many times in between, if there is any gap in the data, in that case, it will not calculate for the whole column. So what we need to do is we sometimes, in order to have the smooth calculation, we need to identify the blanks and then we need to fill it up with some value. Most common imputation technique is that fill the blank values with the mean value. Okay, so if I calculate the mean value of this column, average price is equals to this. So if I do that, I'm getting a mean value of this. Similarly, I'm getting a mean quantity for this, right? So suppose I want to fill up these gaps with the mean value available. Okay, so what we can do, we can go to home, find and select, and we can click on go to special. Okay, here we have the options blanks. If you click on that, you will see here all the blank values are getting selected. Take, or what I can do, I can select the column. I want to do it only for this. I can go to find and select, go to special, blanks and click OK. So in that particular column, only the blank values are selected. Take. Now, I am pressing equal to sign, and as you can see, among the selected cells, whatever I am doing is getting done in the first cell. Okay. Now I select this. Take. And I want to make it absolute. And if I press Shift Enter, all the blank values, no, it will not take. If I see, I'm just writing here 1045 and I press Shift Enter. Sorry. I need to again do that. I need to select all the blank values. So I select it, find and select, go to special, take blanks, click OK. And then here I'm writing 1045 and press Shift Enter. So what it will, sorry, Control Enter. I'm taking the wrong key actually. Yeah. And then I come to 1045 and press Control Enter. So what it will do, it will replace or fill up all the blanks identified with the value that I have written. So what I did, I'm just repeating it once again. Say in between here also I'm doing the same. Actually, all the tooltip is coming again and again. Select the target data range. On the home tab, you need to actually go to special. From here, you choose blanks and click OK. So all the blank values will get selected. Now carefully you enter a value that you want to, with which you want to fill up these gaps. So what I want to do, I want to write that cell at value, this average value, mean value, and press Control Enter. If you press enter, it will enter the data, accept the data only in the current cell. But if you press Control Enter, that is the array acceptance, array entry. So you give Control Enter. So it means all the selected cells, it will accept that entry. Okay, so just do that. I press Control Enter and see all the blank values are replaced with the value that I have written. Okay, is this clear? Is this clear now? Just please respond. And just I'll do it for this also now. Now it is not taking formula. I cannot give it like this. So I have to type it and then I have to give. Or maybe some other thing is there. So if I find something, I'll get back to you. So manually, I have to type. Okay, so select the target data range, go to find, go to special, choose blanks. These are selected. Press value, enter the value that you want to put in the blank cells, with which the blank cells you want to replace, and press Control Enter. All the blank values will be replaced with this particular value. All right. Is this okay? Yeah. Next is here, we also can, there is an option for removing the duplicates also. So we can come to data and here data tab, and here we have this remove duplicate. So if we have any duplicate value, in that case, that can be removed from here using this particular option. Say, for example, I select this data range. And then I come to data tab, remove duplicates. Now here I am selecting it for all the columns. Okay, my data has headers. This is also checked. Click OK. And what it is saying that one duplicate value is found and removed. So it has found one duplicate value. What is that? That P005, you remember I just renamed that P006 as P005. So that whole row is a duplicate. I selected all the columns. So if I do OK, what it will do, it will remove that duplicate. So see P006, that one extra copy is gone, and we are having the unique items here. Okay, so in this manner, we can remove the duplicate values as well. Just a second. Yes. Okay, so this is how we can remove the duplicate values as well. So we can read it in the blank values, and second one is duplicate value removal we can do. Okay, if you select only a specific column, in that case, it will remove the duplicate values from that column. And if there are gaps, it will shift the data up. And if we keep all the columns selected, in that case, it will identify the duplicate records and give us the unique records from there. All right. This is okay. This is fine. So only just these two cleaning techniques for the time being we are using. Next is just one. Okay, this I can show quickly in 5 minutes. We can work with the sort and filter. Let us work with that. Sorting and filtering we can do. That means suppose this data we want to arrange in a specific sequence. In that case, that can be done with the help of sort and filter. So let me show that. Okay, this is the only one. So let me just I'm changing the data now because I'm deleting it so many times and so. Fine. So these are the This is my data. Okay. Now on this, say I want to rearrange the data. So I can go to home. I want to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. So you can see on home tab, we have this sort and filter. Sort A to Z means in ascending order, and this is in the Z to A is the descending order. So just you click on that, accordingly it will be sorted as per the first column. But suppose you want to do it as per some other column as well. So I can click on custom sort. On the custom sort, we have the C. Automatically, it will not take. We have to choose on which column we want to do the sorting. So first is we need to check this box. My data has headers and sort by. Now here, suppose I want to sort it as per the price. So I can choose per unit price. Okay. And smallest to largest in ascending order. Suppose if the price of two items is same, in that case, what it will do, it should sort as per some other column. Okay, so I am adding another column, and if the price of two items is same, in that case, I want to sort it as per the, say, item ID. Okay, so this is my second one. So sort by per unit price in ascending order. If price of two items would be same, then by item ID. Okay, so in this manner, we can apply multiple levels of sort on this. Click OK, and it is done. Now see, it is sorted on as per the price in ascending order. However, for these two items, the per unit price is same. So that is why it is sorted on the basis of item ID. Okay, in ascending order, both are ascending order. Suppose you want to do it in descending order for item ID. So I selected sort and filter, custom sort, per unit price is ascending and item ID should be descending one. So I can choose this. Now see here, it is now 7 is at first and then 2. Okay. So this is how we can sort our data. That means arrange our data in specific sequence. Fine. Next is filter. That also you can try quick. I'm just showing you that quickly. If it is not clear, next class we will start from this point only. But just quickly I'm showing you. So many items are there, and suppose sometimes we want to have a selected view of our data. Here I am having only 9 records or 8 records. 8 records, but if we are having 80,000 records or 8 lakh records, in that case, if I want to have a selected view of my data, I have to apply filter. Okay, I click on filter. Now see, I selected the data range and I clicked on filter. So you can see as soon as you select the filter, these buttons are coming. Okay. Now, say I want to see only those items whose per unit price is less than 1000. Okay. So I click on this drop down, number filters, and I want to say less than, say I write here 1000. Now see, it is showing me only those records whose per unit price is less than 1000. So out of those 80,000 records, only the selected items will be displayed. Accordingly, now I can choose from there or do my work, whatever I want. Right? Similarly, so from here itself, also I can make the selection. Once you have done your work, you want to remove the filter, you can just click on this drop down and click on this clear filter from the field. So again, all the data you are having here, right? Similarly, say on the stock amount, I want to apply some number filter here, say above average. So I just want to see those items where the value is above average. So it means what? It means that it is internally, there is some built-in integrated function in this, so that it is calculating what is the average stock amount, and accordingly it is finding out that which items stock amount is above average. So accordingly it is displaying you 4 items out of those 8 items. Okay. So this way you can try to explore this. I hope there are many other options as well for this. You can sort by color. You can do it in as it is sorting, and filter different items in this manner. You can filter. So just try it. Okay, so you can just check. Okay. I hope the whatever I have discussed today is clear to you. So please practice it. Some basic data cleaning techniques. What are the things that we have done today? So it is listed here. Under data cleaning, we have just done two things: blank data handling and duplicate removal. Okay, so these are the two things that we have done under data cleaning techniques. And then we have done the sort, custom sort, and we have done filter. Okay, so these are the things that we have completed today. So you can take a screenshot of this and then you can try out. So I hope I have written all the options, whatever we have discussed. You can take a screenshot of this. These are the items, topics that we have completed today. Okay, so I stop here for today now. If you have any query, quickly you can say. Thank you. Thank you, Gungun. Thank you, Abhishek. Anything, any question? So next week I will start from this filter part. This much we have completed. Okay. If any questions you have, you can post. No more questions, I think. So I stop here. Thank you so much. I hope I am able to uh, give you some the required detailing so that if anything, maybe some of the options you know or some of the things you are doing it in detail. Okay, so thank you so much. I stop here for today. Have a good day. Monday we will meet at timing is 10 o'clock, right? Monday is also 10. Okay, bye bye.